Konnichiwa minasan, selamat datang diucapkan untuk anda yang mengikuti sesi ini secara langsung dan juga kepada anda yang menonton setelah live stream ini berakhir ke sesi kolaborasi SPYxFAMILY bersama laman pop culture suka ramai BuzzPopTV. Seperti biasa, saya Kudo Marizu dari laman blog SPYxFAMILY bersama para panelis dari BuzzPop akan memberi reaksi dan ulasan siri anime Spy Family episod 13 berjudul Projek Epal dan episod 14 Disarm the Time Bomb yang disiarkan di laman streaming Netflix, Amazon Prime, iQIYI, Bilibili Global dan MUSE Malaysia. So bersama saya, panelis malam ini terdiri daripada Isekai Waifu Hunter Andre Alwi. How are you, man?
Saya cama-cama konnichiwa dan salam salome deswa. What's happening?
Arif is trying very hard not to. Anyway, dan juga kaki anime dan Meister Mobile Shazli American. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. The 3XL version of this is so much better than the previous ones.
Yes. Buy your Uniqlo t-shirts in Britain if you can. Anyway, and back to the fold, we have Arif Nakyuddin. It's been a while since we've last seen him. Kaki manga, he calls himself Kaki manga. I'm sure he does Kaki anime as well. And kali ni terbalik, time zone dia, time zone saya yang dulu. How are you?
I'm good. Konbawa everyone. Yeah. So if you guys hear me macam bunyi suara lain sikit tu, it's I have a slight cold. So bear with me lah.
Yeah. He said it's not COVID, so don't worry, and you can't get it anyway from him. So, untuk makluman anda yang belum pernah mengikuti sesi ulasan kami, perbincangan kami akan mengandungi spoilers yang berkait dengan episod-episod yang diulas. Dan juga kepada anda yang menonton sesi ini setelah live stream ini berakhir, silalah langgan kepada laman YouTube StomaCHOFCHAOS dan BuzzPopTV supaya anda tidak ketinggalan untuk menonton live stream kami yang akan datang. Dan jangan lupa tenyeh butang like seperti biasa. Tapi sebelum kita ke segmen reaksi satu ayat kita kepada Spy Family yang kita nantikan, we've waited for this for about one season before we get to see core 2. Kita akan ke segmen-segmen ringkas anime kami dan bermula dengan segmen anime Newsbites. Okay. Sorry lah, aku tak mampu nak buat music, so terpaksa buat music. So, Newsbites kita yang pertama adalah Oshinoko. So this is a manga by Akasaka Aka, penulis kepada Kaguya-sama Love is War, Kaguya-sama wa Kokurasetai, terbitan Jump Comics yang diadaptasikan oleh studio Doggo. Studio Doggo ni, interestingly, dia punya project in the past semua macam semacam tau. They made Himoto Umaru-chan. They made Dumbbell Non-Kilo Moteru. It's about a bunch of girls doing weights. It's quite and trained by this muscly guy.
Sorry, so apa nama cerita tadi?
Dumbbell Non-Kilo Moteru. Berapa kilo dumbbell kau boleh angkat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then Shikimori is not just a cutie pun diorang buat. So anyway, so this manga recently I think Kadokawa did a little poll and it won kind of like best manga of 2021 or 2022. And yeah, so the studio Doggo has decided to do the anime in 2023. Tapi just nak bagi short premise manga ini, pada saya it sounds like an isekai with a twist. Hoshino Ai, this girl on the overlay, adalah seorang idol yang mengandung So, manakala salah seorang peminat tegar beliau bernama Goro Sensei merupakan seorang doktor pakar sakit puan in the Boondocks. Inaka no Sensei. He was surprised lah that this girl came to see him, obviously being pregnant, because manager dia tak nak benda ni bising-bising, so bawalah ke kampung, get a doctor in the outskirts, outside of Tokyo to see her. Tapi ditakdirkan Goro Sensei kemudian mati dan dilahirkan kembali sebagai Aquamarine, anak yang this idol was carrying.
And I thought like the Japanese will not surprise me anymore. Dari segi anime ke manga ke.
So, imagine lah what kind of fucking weird stuff you're gonna get. This kid needs milk. Anyway, program ini akan ada a few other announcement from laman official di Twitter is that they've got Takahashi Rie, the voice actress for Megumi and Sumi from Rent a Girlfriend. Megumi is from Konosuba to be voicing Aisha. And the first episode of this series will be 90 minutes long. But there'll be further announcements on this anime on the 11th of December nanti. So, nantikan this isekai with a twist. Aku pun minat isekai kan macam ni kalau if it's everything like this. Anyway, next is the obviously it's like two pieces of news I'm going to put together. I mean, minggu ini menampakkan dua siri anime yang dinantikan akhirnya bermula. Biasalah bila these two anime was released, Bleach here on Monday, then Chainsaw Man on Tuesday. Kita adalah sedikit drama pukul 7 di website My Anime List because fans each other trying to downvote each other's anime to make them number one. Tapi the first joke will be like angkatan tentera FMAB getting ready lah nak bring it down kan, because dia orang tak boleh tengok benda lain number one. Anyway, itu by the by, itu mampulah dia orang is benda tak penting. With regard to Bleach and Castle Hand, I mean kita tahu all this while berbelenggu dengan berita daripada dia punya Viz Media yang tak committed to tell people where and when they're going to show it. They finally announced I think saya dah announce benda ni masa kita announce either the end of Overlord or whether I said something about it during Cyberpunk. But Hulu is simulcasting it, and then dia kata satu dunia lain dia bagi Disney, satu dunia outside of Japan and America is going to be on Disney Plus. Tapi tak ada further details. Setahu saya, Arif correct me if I'm wrong, tapi last minute suddenly keluar macam tu je kat Disney Plus kat UK simulcast.
And it's not even orang kata macam apa dipaparkan secara besar-besaran. It's just if you need to search for Bleach something baru you can find it. It's not like on the front page.
So I've been doing the same for Malaysia, tapi untuk orang Malaysia it is here, tapi you need to pay extra. It's on Anyone Plus on YouTube. Dia kena subscription dia is RM7.50 per month. I mean they've got other anime in there for that amount of money, but I'm not sure whether there'll be anime that you want to watch. So at the other day
dia weekly kan dia punya ni release dia.
Yes, it is weekly release, tapi kan pasal setengah anime macam Jojo bila Netflix buat dia keluar sekali hagung. Dia actually keluar dekat anime Netflix awal daripada TV broadcast tau. So what they did for Jojo 6 was they actually showed it a month earlier. The Japanese can binge watch it if they want, but not everybody has Netflix in Japan. So they can if they want, but kalau kau nak tengok weekly boleh lah, tapi kau tunggu sebelah. So it messes up this is the same discussion that we had over the months that habis lah the Jojo Friday as Andri would like to put it. Okay, let's not harp around too much about Disney Plus, but at least in Malaysia you can watch it, but it's kind of like hidden. still tried putting on. I mean, I asked people around, korang boleh tengok dekat Disney Plus tak? Semua macam tak nampak pun. Tapi one thing, one extra news that I like to point out, obviously cerita ni dia punya cast ramai orang gila. Ramai orang gila babi, bukan dia orang gila. And then obviously now we've got more characters coming in, the enemies, the new enemies coming in. So we've got people like Ayana Takesatsu, who's known for Azusa and Keon and Kirino and Orimo. She'll be playing Bambietta, Buster Bean. Aim Sama, Hino Satoshi, who also played Rengoku Kyojuro. He's playing Lily Baro. Anybody who's read the manga will remember who these people are. So Umehara Yuichiro, who plays the actual Goblin Slayer, and Goblin Slayer is going to be Jogram Hashvald, and our favorite babi hutan Matsuoko Yoshisugu Inosuke, and also Mechabot and Mechamato. He's going to be the creepy S-node. I mean,
interesting.
In the news over the past few years, they've actually started doing this for the past 4 years already. And the biggest complaint among other anime companies is that because cast diorang ramai sangat, so diorang ni managers keep having to apologize to these other companies because they have also concurrent projects that Bleach is taking up a lot of their actors' time. So diorang kena Amasho Akira, and Deshta. So, but there you go. So no, they've got a lot of younger people, obviously for the other roles.
Karakter ketiga tu, is that Aizen punya clone ke, or just dia punya art style dia yang sama?
No, art style dia sama. Kau tahu lah apa siapa tu, si Kubo Taito, dia kan dia sebenarnya dia nak jadi fashion designer. Dia punya artwork dia dari segi pakaian, kalau tengok Annie lah, tak kisahlah orang baik ke orang jahat ke apa, they've got drip. They are very fashionable, and then muka dia orang semua macam tu.
Bro, Bleach, right?
Rambut je.
Bleach, right? Most of the bad guy looks like Aizen, and most of the girls looks like Tatsuki.
Just tukar rambut je basically.
Macam dia Dragon Ball ni syndrome lah.
Tapi better looking than. Okay, habislah Dragon Ball fans coming here. Anyway, onwards to the quick one on Chainsaw Man that came out on Tuesday night. So basically, we get to see it here. If I'm not mistaken, boleh kan tengok kat sini? Dekat.
Boleh.
We're supposed to be able to see it on
many platforms. Except for Crunchyroll, dia crash.
No, Crunchyroll, because itu untuk Crunchyroll memang tak boleh tengok di Asia pun unless you have an account. Because the Asian kau tengok kat mana?
I better not disclose.
But it is on Netflix. If I'm not mistaken, it is on I think anyway, satu aspek siri ni yang sedang trending di media sosial at the moment is the fact that if anybody who's watched this, and I didn't really catch it, although I did catch that there was something strange about the opening credit, and there was one shot from the opening credit that made me go, why does this look familiar? And then malam tu juga on Japanese Twitters, there was a member of staff who actually just showed one bit of it and said, this is the reference. And within 12 hours, all over the world, people have started listing out what this strange thing is. I've got it here. So basically what it is, Tatsuki Fujimoto is a film buff. So the opening credit is actually done by a guy called Yamashito Shingo, and he's quite well known for doing OPs for other manga. So he doesn't have to be the director for the anime itself. Sorry, not for other manga, for other anime. So one of his best works was apparently the opening for Osaka Ranking Season 2. So I'll just have I mean, I've not got the sound on because takut kena copyright strike. So basically, you've got Reservoir Dogs, you've got tadi the beginning was Dante's Inferno, which is basically a book. You've got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction, another Quentin Tarantino, The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That's a Japanese film. That's Adrian Lyne's Jacob's Ladder. Messiah of Evil is by Willard Huyck and Gloria Katz, basically the people who actually did the screenplay for Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, and that's the Big Lebowski, one the Coen brothers, yang gosok bola tu, and this is a kind of love. That's Evangelion. So we've got Fight Club, and then we've got the Mickey Mouse hot dog dance. I mean, what?
Is this a tribute punya anime ke, or memang dia punya style macam ni?
No. That's the opening. Masuk opening credit. So because aku dah baca cerita dia, I know the characters can be kooky despite the very
It
dark
works
kind of. But I was like, tenganga tau, especially yang the Mickey Mouse dance tu. Aku macam somebody did a 1 hour YouTube video of looping of them doing that to the song by Yonezu Kenshi, which is the singer who sang also a lot of other anime openings, including My Hero Academia as well. So, right, so that's our news for this morning lah, this evening. Okay, so onwards, we are going to talk about Dochi Anime Midday. Basically, we are doing this just to give an introduction to people of a kind of anime we watch. And I'm going to start with you, Arif, because since you wanted to talk about this anime.
Okay, so
why is it not sure?
Okay, so this is So this is Komi-San wa Komisho desu, or Komi can't communicate. So this show is a very slice of life-ish anime. It's basically revolving around a girl who's a 10 out of 10, lawa supermodel, can be worshipped by almost everyone that sees her, but she has a problem. She has severe anxiety of talking to humans. So no one has heard humans, like in general, memang tak. And she has this severe anxiety. She cannot talk to people. And the funny thing is, it works for her in a sense that people circumvent their expectation to why she doesn't talk. Oh, she doesn't talk because she's very confident and she knows why this is happening. In real life, I don't know what this is. Like what the hell? Oh, she went to the blackboard and did not write anything. It's because she's making a statement. I have the whiteboard. I cannot do this. Why is everyone looking at me? So this is her story, her journey of finding 100 friends. Making 100 friends once she is in, I think it's high school. Like not junior high, the high school, the final senior.
Yeah, it's high school. It's not middle school. It's high school.
Yeah, it's high school. So she befriended this one guy, the most average guy in the school, and they struck a good partnership and maybe fall in love. I don't know. And it's available in Netflix. It's a very chill anime, very hilarious, lots and lots of quirky characters. And if you guys just want to watch something that it's not so brain taxing, just nak makan, tengok, chill, I recommend this show.
Yeah, cerita ni banyak puns. Cerita ni banyak gila puns. Because I'm surprised you're not mentioning. Yeah. Aku surprised kau tak mention puns, Arif, because you're the pun master. Anyway, go ahead, Syaz. You want to say something?
Anime ni actually sangat bahaya kalau tengok sambil kita makan sebab takut nanti tercekik gelak-gelak.
Betul.
I pernah tengok one episode pun aku like, dia punya lawak memang like you say, dia banyak lawak puns and dia macam when Arif mention character type dia tu kan, sebab I only watch one episode. It reminds me of Overlord punya Einstein.
Yes, in a sense.
Dia macam like, aku bengong ni, tak tahu nak buat apa ni. Lepas tu dia macam, Einstein tengah fikir dengan bagus. Sok suka sama. So like, I might actually finish the series lah. Menarik pula this point.
Dia banyak puns, and then obviously some of it requires some knowledge of Japanese, but then you'll see it on social media. The first thing that I recognized the name Osama Najimi, which is a friend of Tadano, the main character.
Yeah.
The other main character. And Osama Najimi literally means childhood friend. So
most
And
of the
he is-
characters, the
Yeah.
definition is in the name.
Yeah, and then you have to look it up lah. Adalah dekat internet. Tapi kau gelak lah. So people who are like this, they have that name. Like Tadano, Hito, orang yang biasa. Orang yang
Orang yang
tak
biasa.
akan.
The most
dia
average
kan
guy.
boring. The most average, bosan guy. Orang tak perasan pun siapa dia.
He's a
just-
normal human. His
Yeah.
name is human twice.
Ya, Hito. Just a slight spoiler. Dia sebelum ni, dia lebih confident daripada tu. Tapi something happened. He decided to, I'll just disappear into the background. Tapi just a slight comment on this kind of anime / manga IP. There's quite a few of late that I've noticed. Despite the fact that it's a similarity with regards to, I need to balik lah. The girl is not confident, the guy is average, but recently we have a state of confident girls and average guys, and then they seem to be like getting the attention in publication and people in the anime studio. So I just wonder if there is a market for this, because hari tu kita ada Nagatoro, and now she's got a second season, and yet Shonen Jump recently started publishing, well, not recently, dah lama pun. There's another similar story where the girl is usik, dia tengah usik this average guy who like to this. In fact, this guy is so invisible. Dia cakap something, orang macam tak nampak dia tau. It's so funny. And I can't believe I can't remember the name of this anime, but I'm sure somebody, I forgot, we got comments. So that's that one lah.
I just want to add one thing on Sharif punya anime. You forgot to mention Shuko Komi is the best waifu character in the whole series. Komi's mom.
I love the mom.
Ah,
Mom.
She's such a
Is this-
Andri,
is
of
this
course
your-
Andri.
is this kau punya bias ke, or is this objective ni?
It's both actually.
It's objectively
Yeah.
biased,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
biasly
she's-
objective.
Yeah. There when she introduced herself, she got Ayan Junana-san. Dia kata I'm the eternal 17-year-old, and dia ketuk, and then she's like so ditzy. Anak dia macam, oh my god mom, stop it. Tapi anak dia tak boleh cakap. So it's so funny looking at them. And then dia kata, bang, anak bawa kawan. Dia orang tak kerja rupanya, bodoh je aku.
Komi should be very careful, because kalau salah main kan, dia punya boyfriend will be the new stepfather.
Faham?
Oh god. Anyway, so we're going off tangent just now, but now since you are now on the screen, Andy,
Yes.
let's go.
My anime that I want to talk about is Noah, because I noticed a lot of the Malaysian anime fans are going crazy about all these Yuri lesbian vibes that are getting on their anime diet lately. Licorice Recoil, and now we get the Gundam Witch from Mercury. Let me tell you something about these Yuri-esque feelings lah. They are not done well lately in all these anime titles. If you want to see a real good anime title, you ada good action and good Yuri vibes, right? Meaning that they are done properly, it's not corny, it's done realistically, and it's not irritating or cute. That's really, really tension. You watch Noah.
I like cute. Anyway.
Okay, it's about two girls. The girl with the black hair, namanya Kiriko Yumura. She's like 17 years old, Japanese schoolgirl. Both of them have issues. She doesn't remember her past. And the person in the background is a blonde, Corsican French woman called Mireille Bouquet. She's an assassin. And her background is that she's trying to find the person responsible for killing dia punya father and family, because she's actually the only survivor of this big mafia family in Paris. So what happened was, these two girls, they came into contact, and for some reason Kirika ada macam top tier assassin training. So she made an offer to her, to Mireille, help me find my past. as payment, I will serve you as your backup, your sidekick. She said, I accept, but once you got your pass, I will kill you. So that's dia punya the overall story. They travel the world, try to kill people in the Middle East, in Italy, America. They kill American politicians. They kill Middle East terrorist leaders, Cosa Nostras, Hong Kong triads. They kill everyone everywhere in the world, and they uncover a secret world of assassins that runs the world. So aside from that, they have very strong sexual tension among them, but it's not corny. It's well done actually. So this is the basis for all your Yuri anime that comes today, because this came out in 2001, 21 years ago. Yeah. And this was the anime series yang, you know, Ghost in the Shell, they gave inspiration to the Matrix. This one, it gives inspiration for, I don't know if you remember this, Le Femme Nikita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask if Le Femme Nikita was the inspiration for this. So it's the other way around then.
It's the other way around. The girl with the dragon tattoo, all this comes from this one. Even though it's a Japanese anime, most of the series takes place in Paris.
Around the world lah.
Paris. And for some reason, artistic style, they do not show blood. So whenever someone gets shot, right, you see macam black ink, because during that time kan, they didn't want to be too gory, because they have a very big overseas market lah. This is during the Viz era. What can I say? This was done by Studio B. They are not in active anymore, but they are still not closed. They are responsible for a lot of strong female character punya series. Dia punya noticeable work before this was Tsubasa Chronicles, yang kat Captain Sakura punya offshoot. And Kirika is voiced by Soifon from Bleach.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And Mirabuke, it's Kotono Mitsuishi. I think that's the name. The girl who did Misato. And Hancock.
Evangelion.
Yeah.
Oh, Hancock.
Yeah, and of course Sailor Moon. That's the girl. So
nice.
So it's a top tier anime lah during that time.
So nak cari lah, it's a problem kot ke tak problem?
You have to dig
hard lah. Dig hard lah. I mean with you know what, you know, it's not going to be that difficult. There'll be some person with a complete files. I have complete files. Anyway, anybody got any comments on Noah dah pernah tengok ke apa ke? Syaz or
first time hearing this.
Yeah. He did.
Pernah nampak lah. Pernah nampak, but it's not really like further.
Yeah, I'm really impressed that this influenced Nikita. I know that they were a nice one in Japan. Anyway, so I'm next. Basically, bukan I'm next. Syaz is next. Sorry, Syaz. tak sabar-sabar sangat. Go ahead.
So, kepada uncle-uncle yang masih menonton anime dan pada pre-2000s pernah baca series ni, this is the Dragon Quest anime. Kalau dekat Malaysia, it was translated as Misteri Naga. Ada 37 I tak ingat berapa, 30 something volumes. So this is the animation, which is quite surprising because season 1 berlalu macam tu je masa COVID punya time. Kita pun tak sedar. But you boleh tengok the first season dekat Netflix, and it's actually belum habis lagi ditayang. Currently they are almost to the end dekat Japan. So basically cerita ni is based off the Dragon Quest punya RPG series. So this is an old, sejak dia sama dengan Final Fantasy tak silap era dia. The very first Dragon Quest punya RPG, and has been sampai sekarang lah dia punya game series dia. So selain daripada nostalgia punya feels, cerita ni dia banyak elemen and reference kepada RPG. So kalau karakter kelas tu is macam contohnya Dai is the hero punya kelas, dia boleh guna a bit of magic, fighting skill dia very high. Kalau Pop ni pula dia pure magic caster, and then dia punya kalau guna weapon semua dia kelam kabut lah, because he's not a fighter. The pink hair girl, nama dia is dalam manga dia is Ma'am, M-A-A-M, tapi dalam Japanese is called Ma'am. So jangan terkejut lah kalau nama dia berbeza-beza. Leona is the priestess leader, and then aku tak ingat nama hero armor tu. Do you guys remember?
Shankar.
Shankar lah.
Shankar.
So basically the good thing is this anime it feels to me like proper hero's journey, daripada budak sesat kena buang ke laut, lepas tu tinggal dekat kampung yang penuh dengan monsters, membesar menjadi hero that saves the world, and along the way dia banyaklah jumpa karakter-karakter hero lain ni. I consider it almost like a perfect representation of an RPG, sebab dia orang akan masuk ke dalam dungeon, dia orang akan cari skill-skill baru, upgrade equipment, baju, armor dia orang, weapon dia orang. So kalau you minat RPG and you like a story di mana dia tak ada expectation or how do we put it? Dia tak ada macam break genre, dia tak ada macam kita akan start
very classic
expectation macam Star Wars sekarang. Dia very straightforward. It is a story of a future hero. Dia membesar, dia lawan mid boss, kalahkan mid boss, later boss tu akan join as dia punya party member or kawan. Dia punya opponent yang besar-besar, one or two jadi dia punya rivals. So it becomes a very straightforward, cliche but very enjoyable. So
people just want the classic. Tengok ni lah. Siapa-siapa yang nak rasa a simple story, a classic story of a boy becomes a hero, blah 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 jenis, this is it lah.
Yep, this is it lah. Dia susah nak explain how the story is like, because it's a very traditional RPG punya spirit. Kalau you biasa main RPG games, this is the anime for you lah. Boleh nampak lah dia punya growth of the character all the way to the sudden revelation. Dia punya weapon berubah, bila hero tu downfall and so on, is very classic. For trivia, tak silap aku, yang anime ni was it drawn or inspired by oh no, I don't think dia bukan Dragon Ball, dia orang different. So I thought dia punya art was similar, but it's not kan?
No, it's not.
No, it's not, right? Yeah, it's not.
The
Okay,
Akira
so
Toriyama did Dragon Quest punya design for the games, but the anime is no.
The games, yes.
Yeah. They should make us. They should ask him to make the anime.
I did play a game. It is called Dragon Quest, but the main character was the slime, not the kid.
Dia banyak
I played it on the
kan?
Aku main dekat Nintendo DS, and unfortunately, maaf lah, ni zaman mula-mula beli Nintendo DS, where you go to Lawyat, you can buy the cassette. Dalam tu ada 80 game. One of it was Dragon Quest. At that time, I was taking care of a family member in hospital. I literally sampai habis game tu aku main. It was quite buggy because it was pirated copy, but I remember the slime. Basically dia ada pedang, lama-lama dia I love it lah. It was it was 2007 masa main game ni. That's all I can remember of Dragon Quest. Yeah, okay, cool. Anybody else got any memories of this anime or comment?
Oh, anime ni baru kudu.
Baru sangat? Oh ya ke?
Like the past 2 years. That's why dia punya, you tengok,
oh yeah, you are
the
right.
animation, the art semua is very bright.
You are right actually. I did write it down, did I? Yes, it came out in the fall season of 2020 by Toei. Oh yeah,
masa zaman COVID tengah meladak tu kan.
And the trivia for this is 2/3 daripada main character SPYxFAMILY is actually in this series. Azumi Tanizaki, who plays Anya, is Dai, and Hayami Saori, who's Yo, is Leona. Leona is Yo, and the hero, the boy, is actually Anya. There you go.
Tapi Jepun memang pandai buat macam tu.
Dia biasalah. I mean, banyak suara budak lelaki, women. I mean, as you can see, all the 3 boys in the school yang kacauannya tu semua perempuan pun dia CEO. Anyway, just quickly, I think we need to get on with the show. So I'll quickly describe this. It's an anime. Untuk aku rasa macam really understated. Nobody's talking about it. The reason I knew about it pasal kita buat Cyberpunk. So masa aku buat Cyberpunk, aku nak buat dia punya trivia Seiyu list. Lepas tu the actress for Becca, the voice actress for Becca is what's her name? Nama dia, oh god, I didn't write it down. Anyway, she plays a character called Shippon in this anime. So aku pun tengok lah, try to find you can only watch this on High Dive. Or you can watch it on Bilibili Global as well every Friday. So dia baru start. Dia baru start last week. Last week tak ada. So hari ni is the second episode. Last week was the first episode. So basically when I watched, the reason I wanted to check it out because I went to see the trailer on YouTube and I was like, apa kejada benda ni, because it had guns. And it's a very well done looking anime. So I didn't know. Okay, I don't know anything much more about the story other than what I saw on episode 1. This is an anime original. It's not based on the manga. So it started off with an event in 1985. They tunjuk in the rain a matriarch of a tea house in Akihabara gunned down by a maid likely from another rival cafe or tea house. So much to the hot. Tembak pakai revolver, mati pool of blood tau. Bukan punya peng. Okay, so the maid who drove the car came out and saw what the fuck happened. And fast forward to 1999, kalau tengok girl yang rambut brown yang pegang leaflet tu, she's a 17-year-old, obviously from outside Tokyo, called Nagomi. Very keen, excited pasal dia nak start her first ever maid job. So arrived all bright-eyed, started in Akiba, and so basically she started. The tempat dia nak kerja tu is pretty much obscure on the 4th floor or something. It's obscure looking, pig themed. As you can see, probably you can't see it very well. Telinga dia telinga babi. Nama cafe tu Ton Tokoton. So another day that she started, nampak girl belakang tu. That girl started on the same day. Her name's Ranko. And if you've watched, I mean, masa aku tengok tu, she looks like the girl from 1985. And then they were going, you look a bit too old to be a maid. You're 35-year-old or something, is it? So memang, tapi dia very stoic. Dia macam tak cakap banyak, but she can do the job. So on day 1 when they started, I mean, obviously it didn't go without a hitch as you do on the first day on the job. But something happened at the end of the work shift, and as the new girl, the manager asked her to do something. Kau bawa surat ni, kau pergi tulis other cafe, bawa je surat tu kat sana. Lepas tu this other girl yang tua tu cakap, aku ikut sekali lah. So by the time they left the cafe, manager tu buat apa tau? Masuk komputer, start apply, tanya, anybody nak minta kerja? So dia pergi cafe lagi satu, which is a rabbit theme cafe. Dia bagi surat tu dekat the leader, dia buka, dia kata, it said something like, korang bunch of useless ke apa. So dia nak belasah je, she got shot in the head by the 35-year-old. She got shot in the head twice, fell down, blood squirted all over the new girl like 5 times. Because dia macam ingat dah mati, tapi tu keluar lagi. So dia orang kena kejar to the street of Akihabara dengan pedang samurai semua, and basically it's a bloodbath. So basically it's if korang minat comic violence to the level of how you see Kill Bill, where you find yourself set between on a paper thin ledge between where you're trying to laugh nervously, trying to hide your horror, or whether you're a sick fuck and thinking this is really funny. This is for you, I think. I think, and then it's done by PA Works. This is the anime company that does Makia, Angel Beats, Paripi Kome, your cup of tea, Andri, Uma Musume. Because artwork dia cantik gila. So aku macam ini bukan anime bodoh apa ke yang jenis. So I don't even know who else is doing the voices. So the story is from the mobile game developer called Sai Games. At first aku ingat tak pernah dengar Sai Games ni, but if you look into it, they do a lot of anime.
They do a lot. Their best game now is Uma Musume, their biggest cash cow now.
So, as I said earlier, if you really want to catch this, you can watch it in Malaysia on Bilibili. It's every Friday. In fact, episode 2. After this, I'm going to watch the second episode to see what happened. So, I think we've gone not out of topic. I mean, we are intending to do this, talking about other anime shows as we've mentioned before. So, anyway, so kita start lah. Back to programming and reaksi satu ayat. So we're back to Spy Family. Saya punya reaksi satu ayat. Rindu Anya and the Forgers, obviously. Episod yang kita akan ulas hari ni, malam ni, episod 13 yang merangkumi chapter 18 dan 19 dari manga, dan episod 14 merangkumi chapter 20 dan 21. So, I think I'll just follow the photographs. Arif, what's your reaksi satu ayat?
My reaksi satu ayat is waku. Very, very exciting. Dia cerita ni dia bila dah habis the first core is it's a satisfying ending lah, so dia macam dia relax, and then you anticipate what is coming, and this is directly what's coming. So I've read the manga. Memang this particular arc is one of my favorite because it introduced us to another family member lah, basically. We can see from the last episode punya foreshadowing pun dah reveal lah, so it's not much of a spoiler at this point. And dia re-emphasize yang Anya ni has a sense of honor, sense of responsibility juga. If a bit selfish sebab dia nak stay with the family, and because she loves the family, and she has a sense of the grander scheme lah, macam in terms of peace, dia tak nak war and everything. So she is doing what any 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 4-year-old,
which is 4 pretending to be 6.
I thought she was 5.
4 pretending.
Why was she's
5
not 6?
She's not 6. She's younger than she is.
Yeah.
She's like daddy, a liar.
Yes, family of liars, exactly.
Tu yang lucu tu.
Dia yang kata. So so we're gonna finally see the dog, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, Andri.
Yes. My one word is biar saya nyanyikan my satu reaksi satu ayat. You're a forger, defender of the universe.
Oh no, Queen!
Yeah. Queen of my heart. This is the only person kan that made the show kan on the this is the second core. I makin tengok Anya kan makin sakit hati tau, and Lloyd kan is basically more getting into the background. So your forger is getting all the best scenes in this series so far in these 2 episodes.
Kepada peminat cerita ni, kita nak buat tabung Dakimakura untuk ni. So that's one of them cost 13,200 yen. Tak ada apa.
Don't bother unless Dakimakura tu apa Miss Sherwood.
Hey, you can have flip sides. Anyway. Any other ayat, Andri, or you want to give it to Shaz now?
Okay. Aside from that, the other ayat I want to say is Anya is dumber as time goes by lah. Because I did not know she cannot tell time. She can do kat sekolah kan, she can do mathematics kan, algebra, equation, tapi tengok jam kau berapa sekarang? I'm like, oh shit, why aren't you dead? Kenapa masa you across the road tengah langkah kereta, somebody kena isekai some princess, you cannot tell the time.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked here, but I think with the advent of things like this, I wonder if you can ask any people younger than us to tell the time using
the timeline
kidding.
The era this whole story takes place. It's like 1970s and 80s. Yeah.
I know.
Anya is the embodiment of she means well.
Yes.
the dog means well. She means shit.
That was a very funny scene. It's like, pretty sure she cannot tell them. What time is it now?
Yeah. So, Arif, if you've not, so get ready for this for the next 12 episodes of Andri shitting on
Anya.
No, it's not a fetish. But anyway, oh God, what did I just say? Okay, Syaz.
Reaksi satu ayat.
Ayat.
Kita telah dianjingkan oleh anjing tu. dalam the previous season dia punya hype. Wah, anjing ni smart gila. Sampai this part lari. Kau buat apa ni? Lari. Kau ada pakcik. So in actual fact, the Mr. Doggo ni dia dengan Anya serupa tau. Dua bangga.
Exactly. The spirit animal. Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
Dia dah lawan pun tak boleh. Macam like, takutnya. Macam like, how do I fight? Dia memang sesuai lah. Dia punya special ability dengan perangai dia sebiji macam Anya. So I actually look forward to dia orang punya adventures after this.
Yeah. And to anybody in the chat who's read the manga, just keep quiet on what the dog is called later on. I know what it's
nama dia.
Yalah, tapi ada
aku
orang yang
dia Mr. Dog. That's it.
Okay, that's fine. You can Mr. Dog, Miss Dog, Encik Dog if you want. Okay, just a quick one tadi because I lupa sebelum. Sorry.
Since Anya suka kacang, right? She will call the dog kacang putih.
Not full.
Peanut.
Shiro something lah.
Because just now,
Shiro nuts. Shiro nuts. Okay.
Before kita ke R1A tadi, I forgot to actually look at the chat properly, but either that came Ian Wayan kindly pointed out Akiba made sense, so itu Yakuza anime. Actually, that is correct because if you watch the end credits, lagu kat end credit tu is a typical Enka punya music. Enka is a type of umpama macam lagu Melayu Deli lah. Kalau kita dengar dekat Malaysia, lagu Melayu Deli, lagu lagu Enka ni macam jenis kalau lelaki je suara Anotono, but it's a woman singing. So a lot of Yakuza films have this kind of music. So if you've watched Kill Bill, Meiko Kaji has a beautiful song called like from the famous Yakuza film called Lady Snowblood. Oh God, how embarrassing that I have it on my YouTube, on my phone. I do not know. The other song is called Urami Bushi. The Flower of Carnage. So it had a similar kind of thing. If you've watched other Yakuza films, like some of them have been dramatized to death. There's one famous one called Sailor Fuku. It's a girl in a sailor uniform who's taken the mantle of her father or her uncle to be a boss of a Yakuza family. It's now the tiga generation. I saw the middle generation with Nagasawa Masami from 2006. She's the girl that had this going on around tengok Shin Ultraman baru ni. The latest incarnation was possibly about a few years ago with Hashimoto Kana in it, who plays the girl in Gintama. So it's typical lah what cerita-cerita Yakuza ni. It's quite nice if you are into that kind of stuff. Yeah, Caleb Paul, you've just mentioned the dog's name. I'll not put your comment on the screen, but yeah, we'll keep it at that. So onwards lah, kita ke next segmen pertama. Kita ke sana sekarang. Yap, okay, kita ke segmen pertama yang saya namakan Doggo Shoppingus Interruptus. The only person laughing is anyway. Hey, uncle kena lah bagai joke uncle. Come on lah, Kasih Chan. As usual, I didn't assign a particular question to a particular person because everybody gets to answer them anyway. Since Syaz, you are first on the screen. Allah, saya lupa translate ni ke bahasa Malaysia. Tak apa kita semua orang Malaysia patutnya reti bahasa Inggeris. Nanti kalau tak faham juga saya buat subtitle later on. Okay, so while Anya is excited at the prospect of getting a dog that morning, who is this terrorist? So who are this bunch of terrorists? Apparently a student body that thirsts for a war between the East and the West. And kau rasa ada ke di belakang tabir seseorang yang pulling the strings? Because it's a bunch of uni students. I mean, at much people can be idealistic and read around, but kenapa dia orang nak buat benda macam ni? Anyway, have you got any ideas? Do you think it's just them wanting to be idealistic or ada orang di sebalik tabir?
Dari segi the anime itself, kita boleh tengok dia tak tunjuk any connections to any other faction. Personally, I think that they are their own independent punya movement. As we know, students ni tend to be more hot-blooded, darah panas. Kalau kita tengok kalau kat Malaysia punya political scene pun semua duk cheering for we need to let the younger people lead and whatnot. Itu is a general view that orang muda ni tend to be more passionate in benda-benda yang that involves their future. Kalau orang tua macam kita orang ni macam dah slow sikit, dah malas dah tak larat lah. But younger people tend to be more passionate, but at the same time masalahnya ilmu dunia dia tak cukup. So kadang-kadang dia ingat kita buat drastic action ni it will solve all the problems. But when you ask them, so if everything goes according to your plan, then what? They don't have an answer because they tend to run on their own emotion, their own passion, and then last bigger plan pun not available yet in their mind.
Very short term, tak long term.
Yes, that's a good summary of it. Aku rasa dia orang ni, if they are being manipulated, it is secara tak langsung because they don't have any military backup. Dia punya what do you call it, technical support tak ada, information pun cukup ala kadar je. However, the thing yang interesting is how did they get access to all those dogs? So I think that is also why you are asking that question, are they being led by a specific team? Because to get access to specially trained dogs, memanglah dia part of some special program and whatnot. How did they get the funds to acquire those dogs legally or illegally? Because benda tu memerlukan duit. They only student.
Tapi I think they themselves did say that they got the dogs on the black market, kan?
That's the thing.
But you're right. Siapa would have led them to those dogs and not some other dogs, I guess. Yeah.
So kalau kita nak theorize lah, because dia tak tunjuk who is the person who leads them or bagi training and whatnot. Basically, it's very simple. It is not so much the fact that they succeed in doing their objective. It's the fact, as in that they nak kill off one of the VIPs. They just want an excuse for chaos to be initiated. Kalau ada orang kat belakang tapi ni lah kan, dia nak chaos to be initiated. Bila dah kecoh, what will happen? There will be conflict. Bila ada conflict, what will happen? Orang akan beli weapons. And as we know, there is a major weapons manufacturer dah introduce dalam the series. Apa nama dia? Dia ingat tak ni nama dia?
Black Bell. Bapak Becky, ya.
And dia orang kan ada anjing kan.
Ada?
So ini adalah teori Brazil or teori Berlin or whatever we want to call it. But kalau if it's just for the matter of creating chaos, it's always the weapons manufacturer yang akan benefit. So bila ada pergaduhan, weapons akan dijual, profit lah. And they will just stay somewhere tempat jauh, tak ada kecoh and whatnot. So that will be my theory lah. Kalau ada anyone behind them.
Arif, have you got any thoughts? Okay, you've read the manga. Pretend that you've not.
Okay,
read the manga.
fair. I pun sebab dah lama baca, so I don't really remember much. But based on how they interact in this episode, I rasa memang ada someone, at least someone yang cocok plan the idea and somewhat tunjuk, not guide, not like pimpin tangan pergi sini, but at least tunjuk arah macam dekat situ kau nak cari benda-benda macam ni. Macam kalau lah kau nak cari benda-benda macam ni, benda tu ada dekat situ. Because the idea, these kind of ideas are very guerrilla, not something that you will find from a university student. Especially kalau kita tengok university student ni, I think most of them are like engineering student, and trust me, engineering student, they're not that great in strategizing that sort of way. Okay, they are smart, but they're not guerrilla smart. Nak buat bom mengerti, nak plan intricate, nak kena guna ni, kita ada base 4 apa semua ni, maybe as a student tak sampai lagi. So I feel like there is someone behind in the shadows doing these things, and it's actually a smart way lah. Plus macam komen Syaz tadi, macam mana dia dapat anjing yang special pula tu. How do you find specifically, how are you a university student find specific stuff in black market without someone being your introducer, kan? So kat situ kita nampak macam there is someone, and in this 2 episode dia macam tunjuk tak nak tunjuk. And nama lecturer dia Dr. Faraday kot. Anyway. Macam I think I understand that reference tapi ada lupa. Macam
Why do you sound like flipping Jeff Goldblum? Anyway, go ahead. Anybody? I'm really glad.
Yeah. On paper, it looks like a bunch of university students who wanted to become anarchists. Not exactly nationalists tau. They do not support Australia or Westerlies tau. And they're hunted by both the secret police and Westerlies punya intel. So on paper, they're not on any government's payroll. But I think what they are is actually a group that's being used by Dominic Desmond's punya political rivals lah to destabilize Australian punya peace talks. You see, Dominic Desmond kan, even though he's a tyrant kan, he has managed to broker an armistice dengan the West, Westerlies lah, and they're having talks. So either they're going to agree to a peace plan where these two countries kan at war continue to exist, and these kids, budak-budak tak suka the whole idea that these two countries will be at peace, right? Because they wanted to destroy Australian punya system, and they also want to destroy also the Westerlies punya invader punya hold on the region. So they wanted to create macam some sort of new world order tau. And political rivals kan for Dominic Desmond punya party kan, who wanted him out, probably we're going to use this as some sort of leverage lah. Kata we need to do something about this situation. You have to step down or to appease the public opinion, whatever bullshit lah. I think it is done by one of those political rivals atau political allies to replace Dominic Desmond instead of the Black Belt lah. I mean, the Black Belt company can still sell weapons during the times of war. They need to replace ammunition, upgrade weapons and all that stuff lah. Doesn't necessarily they have to go forward all the time now. So that was my theory lah.
Okay. I mean, I've just got something slightly to add. I've probably like Arif, I've read the whole thing up to now. obviously, it's not a spoiler, but the thing is, we still do not, if it is important, we still do not know whether there were hidden hands. But like somebody just now mentioned, the fact that they're both wanted by both sides implies that there is a third party. But which, at the moment, if you want to put the dots together, then you might go, could it be this bunch of people? I'll not say what it is. And it's Donovan Desmond, by the way. And he is, as we all know,
Donovan Desmond,
their leader of the leader of the National Unity Party of Australia. But it won't be much later in the manga where you will realize that he was something else as well. I think it will be a spoiler to kind of mirror something that we know very well in this country, and I'll leave it at that. PM tepi ke, tengah ke, apa ke. We got a few comments from chat with regard to this topic. As opposed to us putting this in the Ian here. University students are basically kids who believe in their government propaganda. They spouted non-stop propaganda, wish for the war to win the war and bring glory to the country. But well, this is somewhat spills over to the next section that we're going to talk about, but cannot answer the handler on what happens in war because they have an idealized and romanticized view on war, tinged by propaganda. I mean, that's true for quite a lot of it. Yeah, biasalah. Benda-benda macam, you know, that's how. I mean, well, in this story, Australia is based on East Germany, which is based on the communist country in the Cold War. I mean, I'm not saying that the West didn't have similar propaganda for the young people as well, but you know, that's how. If you see how the psyche of the North Korean people, you know, they're poor, they are hungry, they everything, yet they think all the leaders are like gods and all they say is pretty much gospel. So kita ke soalan kedua dalam segmen ni. So we are going to, just now kita tanya siapa? Kita tanya Syaz kan? Was it? I asked you the first question. Yeah. I'll ask Henry the second question. So as alluded by the wise agent who picked Twilight up from the kimono pet shop, as you could see in the car, do you think over 13 episodes now, do you think the family man act has dulled his senses as a spy at any sense? Twilight, kau rasa dia dah macam lembab sikit tak?
Not at all. If anything, it makes him a bit more better as an agent tau, because he's taken a lot of things into consideration in his surroundings tau. I mean, before that he knows how to act as a field agent. Now he knows how to act as a field agent as well as a civilian. Now, he has a taste of the normal life, married life, and parental life. So, if you're going to say, all this is making himself, I don't think so. You see him in action, you see him in fighting. It has done nothing at all. If anything, it makes him more sharper. You see that episode in the first core where he was rescuing Anya from that whole princess act, right? He took on all the Westerly's punya intel group in that upper area all by himself tau. So if that's not sharp, I don't know what is tau. The agent yang kata you're being soft, you're getting dull. What about you? What have you been doing? Driving this car for the 4th time today? Being the best agent in history?
And also, to be fair, Twilight has not stopped taking missions. Kita tengok from the first.
He's even taken extra missions.
Yes. So kalau kita nampak dia penat apa semua tu, itu bukan kerja dia punya day job. It's from taking missions. So his skills is constantly being used and being challenged. And macam Ani cakap lah, now dia ada perspective. Now dia ada patience. Sebab kalau kita tengok vision Anya or vision anjing tu, kalau Anya tak buat apa-apa, dia akan just meluru masuk. Now dia nampak ada something different. Kenapa ada benda different? If not, he could have just been like the agent yang tengah drive tu, meluru masuk aje, buka je pintu. So I think, so
nice one.
So
Nice one.
he would have just been like your ordinary agent to be in a sense.
Yeah. Going back to your statement just now on Donovan Desmond kan. Okay. Not to spoil anything lah, but do you know what I like most about Donovan Desmond? His wife.
Oh God. Hey. Okay. Ini spoiler territory, but yeah, dia ada bini lah. Dia ada bini. Oh. Woo. Anyway. Woo.
So dah nek.
So.
Anyway, I will go on to the next question for this. Okay, for you, Arif. I've nama anjing ni untuk malam ni. Syaz panggil dia
Mr. Dog.
Aku panggil dia Uncle Doggo. Kamu tengoklah muka dia. Dia macam uncle. Dia
Memang.
macam Uncle Doggo appears from the outside as a kind beast. And at the moment Anya and Uncle Doggo bertemu mata, are you surprised at the level of Anya's? Actually, you mentioned this just now already. Are you surprised at the level of Anya's analytical thinking of not letting you knowing that she can tell that the dog has visions of the future, which includes one with the forges in it. I mean, obviously dalam dia tak reti baca jam, tapi dia boleh, kalau aku, she could like put, dia boleh lah enough to put the, okay, anyway, either give a different spin on it or do a shorter version of what you said just now. Go ahead.
Anya walaupun dia bodoh, 4 tahun bodoh apa semua, like life skills dia tak reti, but in a sense she has gone through hardship, and that is what bonds her with dengan the dog, sebab both of them hasil eksperimen, and dia tahu the danger of being found out. For the dog means she empathize, and she as a mind reader, I would assume that she has high empathy lah. I mean, she might not know what empathy is, but she is constantly aware of what people are thinking. So in that sense, sebab tu dia nak selamatkan orang. Dia ada that keinginan nak selamatkan orang. And the dog pun sama juga, sebab the dog boleh nampak benda ni kan. So I think that is why they mesh very well together, and the ability complements each other very well. Sebab anjing tu yes boleh like tengok the future, I don't know how further, but at the same time anjing tu nak cakap kat siapa, dia boleh tengok benda-benda ni. Dan the only one yang can tahu, and it's nice how they portray it as not as vocal or verbal thought, more on a visual thought. So Anya can understand by looking. And what I love about the dog's punya ability is it's not a linear future. It means the future is not set. The future is branching, and it plays that, okay, if I do this, I can still change the future. So it's not set. You can set a overarching tone, but at the same time you can still play with it. Sebab tu dia boleh tahu yang, oh okay, aku buat benda ni, oh the dad survives and everyone is happy. So it doesn't fall to the classic sci-fi trope yang, oh the future is set, no matter what you do it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I hate those, to be fair. I really hate those if done very terribly.
Dalam Avengers Endgame, what which philosophy did they follow? Yang dah fully set ke atau what? Tak ingat.
Branching.
Remember when they were saying it's not Back to the Future, it's not Star Trek or whatever it was.
Yeah. Dia pakai multiverse and multi timeline punya konsep lah.
Dia multi timeline. Andri, have you got anything to add?
No, actually.
No, really. Okay, we've got a few bits from chat. Some bit. Caleb Paul, New World Order. Yes, pretty much what the students were thinking they were able to do. And DX and Hokage. Twilight punya attitude berubah lah juga dalam episod ni. Yeah, I mean, like as we described just now, now he's got a different perspective on life and the way he does his missions. Let me get rid of this. Overlay. Uncle Doggo jadi Doctor Strange. If you're meaning how he could look in the future, perhaps. And
There's only one way.
there's only one way. Right, so we'll go on to the next section. Segmen kita yang kedua.
Project Epal.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Aku mana boleh? Aku penat-penat. Anyway, segmen kita yang kedua, Projek Epal. It's kind of like a continuation of the previous question, since I think I don't mind having you to answer this. Not because aku malas nak tukar gambar, tapi the 10 million yen question. Is Project Epal related to the methods used to create or enhance, which is less likely because it would imply that the ability is dah ada dalam Anya, Anya's abilities. Because before you answer the question, because you mentioned just now that it's nice to see how the dog's precognition is interpreted visually by the mind reading of Anya, which makes me think if they have these dogs, are girls or boys with telepathic abilities are the
Partners.
additional partners for this thing to work. And
Macam Dragon Rider ni.
But because at the moment the project fell through, kita pun tak tahulah projek tu dia nak buat macam mana. Dia nak pakai anjing tu headphone ke, bobo elektrod ke, nak baca apa dia orang nampak kan. So tak tahu, tapi ini dah teori Yokohama lah. But let's get on with that. Go ahead and see whether you have any thoughts on that.
Okay, I think for Project Epal ni dia, because we always hear rumors, especially during the Cold War, especially during any wars lah, to be fair. People will try to develop technologies to give an edge to them lah kan. So all this kind of experimentation, it's not surprising if it is true. So in a sense yang Anya punya and Project Epal ni, nak kata dia interrelated, we don't know, because we don't know Anya ni dia punya eksperimen by which team.
Exactly, that's another thing to add as well lah. If she was Australian, perhaps, and even if she's Australian pun kita tak tahu whether there's another
which
faction
branch
or not. Okay.
or whether so Project Epal ni, I think lah, dia punya, this is my personal thinking, the result of him having precognition mungkin is an unexpected side effect. Sebab dia, I think dia punya main objective is to make the dog smarter, so that they can be trained, so that they can take order without just simple cues. I mean like concise orders. Maybe point 1 A B C, buat ni. Because training dogs boleh, but at the same time you have less time to train them, and it must be simple direct orders.
It is implied, but did they show it or not? That the other dogs have precognitive abilities.
Tak ada. That's why that somewhat boost my point, sebab kita tak nampak anjing-anjing lain tu ada special ability. It could just be anjing ni saja, and could just be that the other dogs tu power dia lain yang kita might or might not see, which is why I think that one will be covered on the next episode.
Yeah, because the Alsatian kan, masa dekat clock tower tu dia macam berhenti sekejap. So whether or not that's him just being a dog, bau, atau whether he's talking to Uncle Doggo using but then it's precognitive abilities, it's not telepathic abilities. So I wouldn't know lah.
Maybe he has somewhat of a
different
ESP kind of powers. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know lah. Andre, have you got any thoughts on this?
I think the whole Project Epal or whatever project apa you were going to refer to this in the future kan, yang sangkut paut dengan the dog and Anya kan, is more or less going to be the same thing tau. Perhaps they're part of the project from this one organisation that create super soldier and animals as weapons of war. Dia punya partner backup abilities, right? Maybe they testing new drugs to make people smarter, stronger, faster, explore like instead of 50%, 70% of the human brain, unlock apa macam key traits yang psychic whatever it is. And Anya and the dog punya powers kan yang timbul kan is just something unplanned that they are not aware of yet. They were just wanted to create apa macam Black Widows, but Anya they had macam Akira punya powers tau. It's still like a freak incident now. So that's why they didn't chase her. They thought she just ran off and a failure basically.
Which is interesting juga sebab I would assume she would be a high value target and she
If they
has
know.
a target kan. So
Yeah,
macam what
I
happened?
got a feeling they do not know how far I mean how developed or undeveloped her abilities are.
Do you know how valuable kan if you have telepath kan in your army tau, someone who can not only read minds, also read the enemy minds, so they can tangkap surgery kan before apa the operation started in the first place. It's very dangerous. It's like getting a bug and the code for the wind talkers apa during World War II, right? Apa
Navajo
Navajo code breakers. And the war plans for the from high command it's times 100 that it's very very urgent tau. If they don't chase this girl kan, they might as well just shoot themselves in the head lah.
Shaz, did you get the question because you were away, or did you
Is it a Projek Epal kan?
Yes.
The first question was the 10 million yen question. Is Projek Epal related to the method used to create Anya's abilities?
Aku rasa tak, because you can tell that the approach that they use for the dogs and the approach, or rather at least the scientists lah from Anya punya memory, they do not look like they are training assassins. It looks like they are doing human experimentation of some sort to mungkin heighten the intelligence and whatnot. Tetapi disebabkan mungkin government funding tak cukup and ke apa ke, sebab itu dalam anime dia tak tunjuk lagi what happened to Anya punya scientist punya group kan. We do not know whether the project was cancelled or for whatever reason lah. Dia mungkin dia punya scientist kena serang ke apa ke, we do not know yet. But I suspect that macam Andy kata, Mr. Dog dengan Anya punya powers ni were not planned for. Along the way, whatever treatment or training or special food or whatever dia orang dapat could have awoken dia orang punya quirks lah, benda yang buat pelik benda ni.
Okay, kita ada satu komen dari chat. Uish, Abang Syaz potong rambut dan pakai baju baru. Siul.
Ini komentar baru Hai BuzzPopTV, apa khabar? Welcome.
Dia aku rasa peminat baru ni. Bagus BuzzPopTV ni.
Baju ni thanks kepada Kudo lah, sebab datang jauh dari seberang sana kan. Dia punya sizes kat sana lebih sesuai untuk orang yang well-rounded macam kita ni.
I mean, well-rounded, muscle.
Well-rounded
Eat your heart out, Arif. I've seen pictures. Anyway.
The muscle mice from MUSE Malaysia.
Anyway. God. Okay. The next question. Apa ni? Oh, okay. Alamak. Anyway.
Oh. Boleh.
Okay. Hey. Cancel. Padam.
Flashback to Hadi punya
baju lah. Baju ni dah pernah nampak dah.
Dia suruh buka baju tanpa overlay. Oh my god. Somebody knows the workings of StreamYard. Ni tak adalah.
Aku boleh fulfill dia. Tunggu.
Hey! Oh, I know what he's doing. And I'll help. Okay, no.
Aku berdiri kan. So, I akan buka baju ni dari wrapper dia.
Nick,
So,
you just lost RM100.
Baju. So, Encik BuzzPopTV harap donate lah RM100 kepada channel .
Mana komen BuzzPop? Tu dia.
So dah buka baju daripada package. Terima kasih.
Oh.
Bagus. Found the loophole.
Pandai. Mak kata cerita Piramli. Bergeliga otak Syaz. Boleh buat batu cincin.
Tapi sekarang nak kena lipat balik. Alamak.
Jeng.
Anyway, okay. Say what? I'll give Andri this question and then you can answer it later. This is kind of like me. Pasal korang pandai sangat, dah terlalu jawab jauh ke depan, tapi ini bolehlah kot. I think there is a slight answer. So masa sewaktu you memanggil polis, Anya telepathically intercepted Uncle Doggo's precognition. Masa tu I thought it was interesting lah that this bunch of dogs were used. Do you think the isolationist terrorist student group were aware that these training dogs have precognitive abilities? Ini pun aku presume the other dogs have precognitive abilities. But because they knew that these dogs were trained for some sort of military thing lah. But I guess it's going to be a very short answer. Go ahead.
No. They know that these dogs are trained dogs, military dogs yang tahu selinap location, serang orang. I don't think they know that these dogs can, predict the future. It's beyond dia punya expectations lah. They just wanted smart dogs yang ikut arahan, which is basically something that's not easy in real life lah. So, answer Nul.
I nak mencelah kat sini
No problem. In fact, bagus kau menjelah. Aku ada something nak bagikan kau apa ni. Anyway.
Dia punya sorry, kursi tadi terlanggar sebab nak berdiri buka baju sangat kan. The fact that they are looking for intelligent dogs is memang a difficult thing to do. And kalau kita tengok kan, it's very obvious that was the intention pun, sebab dalam towards the end of the second episode kan dia duk tarik anjing ni tu kan. Dia nak anjing yang dengar cakap tau, not necessarily the dog that can think for themselves. And the second part is, I don't think the ability to tell the future or the precognition was something that was attempted to be trained to the dogs, because for one thing, dia orang anjing ni tak ada cakap.
Yalah.
So even if they somehow can figure out, okay, kau buat proses A, B, C, D, anjing tu boleh tell the future, how you want to use the dog to be able to tell you the information. Itu satu. Kedua, how do you actually do the process? There is tak ada proses in real world at the moment yang boleh menyebabkan orang membangkitkan dia punya latent psychic ability ke, or precognition ability ke.
Dia tak ada TV ke, dia tak ada Anya ke.
Benda macam tu is more towards science fiction punya world. Whereas the dog dengan Anya punya ability at the moment is still grounded in, karakter dia orang masih grounded in the real world, but they are special just because they are special. Dia bukan like some super conspiracy or mega project that is being done, sebab dia macam tak fit lah dengan that world at the moment.
Okay. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to show you is a comment from chat. Damn bro, Abang Syah got drip. Oh, uncle got drip is a big thing. Uncle got drip. Anyway, okay, I don't think we have any other further comments with regards to this section, and we can go on to the next one, which is segmen ketiga. Okay, segmen ketiga kita ini a bit uncle jugalah. This is a line from a song covered by Anthrax called "Got the Time." Since it's apt that this is the bit where we've got Anya rushing for to find that bomb that may kill Twilight in the vision seen by Uncle Doggo. Tapi question nombor 6 ni lah. So masa waktu interrogation of Keith's crew, ini kali pertama Sylvia the handler shows a hidden mean streak Are you at all surprised? Silakan.
Dah nama
Lepas ni aku bagi Andri. Aku tahu Andri tengah nak. Sorry Andri, if it was you, I will ask you first. Tak apa. You'll get next.
Basically, I will let Andri describe the character lah. I think that will be better. But I want to describe that scene tu, the actual scene tu. This is exactly where kita boleh nampak orang yang idealistic tapi tak ada plan. Kita nak membantu negara menjadi tempat yang lebih bagus. We have these ideals. Kita nak buat yang terbaik. Nak buang ni, nak buang tu, benda yang tak bagus. How do you do it? Don't know. And these people take the route yang paling drastic, which is to incite war. Because they have never lived through a war. Anybody who has gone through a war, soldier or not, they will never wish for war on other people unless dia ni memang kepada tak betul lah.
Yalah,
dia
idealistic. Idealistic and tengok
ingat
war.
the war, dia tak
Macam
faham
wayang.
the horrors of war. Macam Lloyd Forger is somebody who actually went through a war punya phase as a kid, and that's why dia benci dengan the prospect of war happening again, which was his entire motivation lah. So I think I am not surprised by the fact that she has a mean streak. Sebab benda tu dah secret kan, and kita pun tak tahu banyak sangat karakter dia. Okay, aku nak pass kepada Andri sebab he is the best person to answer this actually. Dia dah standby dah tu.
Go ahead, Andri.
I do not
Take us
agree
home.
with the term mean streak, because if she is
You
really
love
mean,
it,
right? If she is purposely mean, kan, she would just torture those people, kan, for the sake of torturing, tau. Not for the sake of gathering intel or anything, tau. What she's being is she's being objective, matter of factly lah. State that you're all idealists, you don't know what you're talking about, you haven't experienced this, blah blah blah. And what I'm doing, kan, is a necessary evil to avoid bad things happening, and for you the people to go about your lives in a good manner. And I'm not surprised that she has this side to her, because she obviously has went through much more shit than Lloyd for her to be in that position. And let me just say, yang kena pijak tu bukannya Keith tau, dia punya member, but I'm envious lah.
Envious.
I call it Keith punya crew, bukan punya.
Stab me, my queen. Don't use your shoes with your barefoot.
Gigi patah, bye. Gigi patah.
That's why I said remove the shoes.
Arif dah pingsan.
Let's be clear. You want to be stabbed by her, all of you. Okay.
No.
Muka dah merah macam.
I know of a few I know of a few Patreon accounts that cater to. Anyway.
Exactly. You may say, Masya Allah, Astaghfirullah. But dalam hati, Alhamdulillah. Let's be real.
There is always a market.
There's always a market.
And the market's local. I'll end it there. Arif, have you got any food fetish? I mean, not food. I mean, any further comments? Freudian slip there.
I think
peluk. Dah baik demam.
Tak, aku perasan dah spek dia dah keluar bro.
Wow.
Let me see this clearly.
Yeah, it's good for Arif because it's called the UK now.
Panas lah sekarang. Okay, back to the topic. I think I always love a scene where someone who has gone through shit basically bodies the people yang ignorant idealist. Macam kes ni lah, macam kau nak macam ni, okay. Kau pernah bunuh orang, kau pernah berlapar sampai kau tengok pokok pun dah rasa sedap. Kau pernah try makan orang lain punya daging. Kau dah pernah ni. And even her tone and even her comparison makin lama makin high tau. Macam kau pernah, kau punya kekasih dia diamkan diri semata-mata untuk completekan dia punya objektif. Last dia fikir balik yang benda ni fucked up dan dia bunuh diri. Pernah? Kau tak pernah kan? Kau nak benda ni, padahal engkau nanti paling pun akan duduk dekat some shelter while orang lain yang go through. Kau tak pernah dan kau tak akan hadap benda ni. Kau jangan cakap benda ni engkau nak, sebab kau tak akan hadap. So that sense is macam it's a great
Statement tu very personal tau.
Sangat personal.
It's like Miss Sherwood was in Stalingrad and the rest of people are in London. Get bombs, two different places.
Exactly. So you don't talk shit about things that you will never do. You start and then you lari. Yang kena bersihkan is me or some other poor kid yang needs to pick up the pieces and become adults early than they are. Macam tu lah. So the trauma even in this overlay pun kan, even if it's a drawing, how they drew the eyes pun nampak yang it's very 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 personal in her sense.
Itulah. Well, actually, for the next question, let's lighten the mood a bit. I'll keep you on the screen. Ni more about the storytelling than the content. So basically, Anya's lucky that the bell on the clock tower tolls once an hour. Selalunya jam sebegitu, siapa yang ada jam kuku clock ke jam
every 15 minutes kan?
Every 15 minutes. Tapi untuk menyenangkan cerita ni sekali sejam, menyenangkan lah. Kalau tidak pengsan nak explain kat budak tu which bell it was. So anyway, despite the nail-biting segment of trying to prevent Twilight's impending demise, how do you find the comic pacing? Of course, courtesy of Anya-chan throughout these 2 episodes. Well, especially this episode.
I think I will go more with the second episode because I think first episode dia lebih serius. Cuma part yang dia lari pusing-pusing tu yang kelakar.
Kelakar.
Sorry. Dia punya kelakar jadi waktu macam kita kena make sure kita kena settlekan benda ni before bunyi tu berbusing. Bunyilah jam tu bunyi. Aku tak tahu nak baca jam. Macam dia macam dia teringatkan yang budak ni 4 tahun. Lupa shit. Dan macam we at this point we put a lot of hope on her untuk save the day. At the same time macam lah budak ni baru 4 tahun. Budak ni masuk sekolah pun not in the right way. No, right way but with the utmost effort. So but the spirit is there. How and she is creative, she is smart in her creative way.
Yes.
Especially yang kelakar when dia pergi dekat pintu tu, dia tahu dah ada bom kat sini. Macam mana nak warn? Aku nak tulis, aku tak ditulis. Tapi ada catch up. Let me draw. And bila dah draw pun,
macam nenas was it?
Menenas. The bomb was nenas. The something else was terung. So I was like, and nasib baik, this is another comedic part lah, yang the dad somewhat understood because he has experience dealing with obscure things from Anya lah. Even though dia tak boleh pinpoint benda ni datang dari Anya, dia dah tengok macam jap, why would this be here? A professional or someone who wants to cover up will not draw this. Why would this be here? So that's why they're extra careful. So I think the pacing, the tone is quite good lah. So
Cool.
That particular scene tu yang dia Lloyd tengok the thing and dia fikir kalau dia tak live with the as a father man, family man punya person, dia tak terfikir tau benda tu.
It's not even the fact that
dia mesti budak punya perangai buat benda pelik-pelik macam ni kan.
It's not even the fact that dia tengok benda tu budak. Tak, it's the fact that dia tengok benda tu macam tak kena lah. Sebab when you have children kan, they will be up to mischief every time. So he got practice.
So that menjawab soalan yang awal-awal tadi, adakah dia punya sense of self-doubt? Tak adalah, dia was shown lah. Match dengan Andri punya explanation tadi kan, that living as a family, dia jadi more well-rounded lah dari segi what to anticipate and what not kan. So it's a very nice touch lah, now that bila fikir balik from that perspective tu.
Have you got anything else to add to Arif's comment on the pacing of this?
All of you are being too generous, giving Anya too much credit lah. She's dia makin menyusahkan lagi keadaan tau when she gave that warning on the door tau. Instead of drawing apa all those pineapple thing kan, why can't she just write kan bomb and then arrow at the doorknob? Kan? So she cannot
That's
write.
what Arif, I've been telling him that since the last episode. Anyway, go ahead.
So not only she cannot tell time, she cannot even
Right.
write one letter, three letters, BOM, bomb, and then put a sign at the doorknob. Now she exposed herself kan. Now she exposed herself as a child, who helped Lloyd kan. Dia kata, it must be a child that draw the picture at the door because it's a children's drawing. So saya tak langsung kan, she leave a trail, telling breadcrumbs that I'm aware of what's happening. If she just wrote something right, like BOMB arrow at the doorknob, everyone can tell kan, this stripe is Greek. But no, we have to make an art project up at the door.
Yeah.
She's not that smart. She's dumb.
Kita
She's
dah jadi
annoying dumb.
macam overlock punya pengikut tau. Ais ni suka hanya siapa.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new face for the Asian dad meme. So if Anya comes on with dad, I've got hepatitis C. Hepatitis C? Why not hepatitis A? You're not my daughter. Okay, so we'll go with you for the next question.
One day Anya balik bagi tahu I failed my test. Really? What test? My urine test. Positive for 8 types of drugs.
Anyway, okay, the Berlin car chase that could give Jason Bourne a run for his money. We get a cliffhanger. Just for fun, do you think Twilight shot the dog? Not for fun, but I mean, kita dah 2 episod, tapi kita dah bedah dia punya kupas plot dan potential reasons for things, but I have run out of questions. So, mengikut perkiraan anda semua based on his demeanor, what do you think Twilight does at the end of this episode before we go on to episode 15?
Let me just answer first lah.
Yeah, you're here. Yeah, it's for you.
I hope so, but I know they didn't do it because animal cruelty in anime. If they started shooting dogs kan, they already started shooting dogs in episode 14. Episode 1.
Whatever. Yeah. And then anime has done worse things than that. Than what we anticipate. Shaz?
Personally aku rasa it will be played for laughs. Dia mungkin akan tendang pisang busuk ke, or stokin berbau ke, kena kat hidung anjing tu. Anjing tu kan, Allah! He start running off. Because we know that the dog is just the warm-up act to the fight with the villain kat sini. Who is also probably being manipulated and whatnot. But we know the dog akan dijadikan bahan komedi. It won't be a special move or something. Mesti some benda bodoh berlaku.
Am I going to be unfair if I tell Arif, no, you don't have to answer the question because you've read the manga, or you still want to try say something about this?
I think the more I say, the more incriminating it is to me.
Anyway, I think there's a few general remarks on chat in chat. Cara perempuan to negotiate dengan budak uni tu memang bagus ya. And then okay, I tak terfikir pun in that way, but Arif menjiwai karakter perempuan itu. So Oscar malam ini dimenangi oleh Arif Nakiuddin.
Panas.
Cliffhanger is what many anime studios do now, to be honest. Yeah. Well, I guess that's what you do to get people hooked on something. So let's get on to our final segment, harapan kita untuk episod-episod seterusnya. Yep. harapan. So untuk just before kita orang memberi harapan kami untuk episod seterusnya, I think kepada yang mungkin baru join sesi anime session BuzzPop/SPYxFAMILY oleh kerana kekangan masa dan bilangan host dan staff, kita orang sebenarnya buat once a week je, hari Ahad, tapi pasal saya ada kat Malaysia at the moment, bolehlah buat hari lain. Tapi bermula dari bukan Ahad ni, tapi Ahad depan 23 bulan will be our next session, dan kita akan kembali ke My Hero Academia 2 episod 3 dan 4. So kita akan double up lah every single time. So the next Spy Family will be a week after the 23rd, will be 30th of, I cannot count, can I? Of October. Anyway, so harapan kita untuk, actually, since I have the ability now, I think we'll have a quick look at an 11-second video of what's happening next. Let's go. Tak banyak, tapi as you know, we get an 11-second snippet at the end of each episode. As we know pun, kita tak tahu apa jadi kat Keith lagi kan. So tadi ada beberapa clues. So saya punya harapan, sebenarnya saya tak boleh bagi harapan lah, pasal saya dah baca nak bagi harapan pun sangat-sangat penipu. Tapi saya boleh cakap, saya boleh cakap lah, based on what we have seen so far and how the story is paced and what's contained in the next chapters in the manga, it's likely that episode 15 yang akan will it be tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Yeah. Episode 15. A new family member, Atarashi Kazoku. Itu akan shoot merangkumi episod 22 dan 23, dan minggu selepasnya episod 16, obviously the title tak tahu lagi, 24 dan 25. So apakah harapan list untuk episod 15 dan 16 akan datang? So Shaz, since you're on screen now, silakan.
Before kita mula, I would like to say this Yor looks very muda and she looks like from a shonen fighting art design. Aku lupa Yor sebab dia punya rambut tu terbang semua kan.
Water breathing
was it some other character kan? Okay, I'm hoping that Mr. Doggo will get to meet Mr. Penguin. That is going to be one of the most important character introduction lah in the series. Because aku nak tengok muka Doggo tu macam like benda ni kan, because the dog doesn't know what is make believe. So bila tengok ni Mr. Penguin macam like what is this? There's going to be comedy gold kat situ lah. Just waiting for that.
Yeah. Bak kata Yoda dalam Empire Strikes Back, you will be. Andri?
I hope this whole association arc would be concluded in the first half of the episode, and then we get the dog established as the new family member and blah blah blah. And then the second half of that episode, we'll start on something new lah. Maybe introduction of a new character. Hopefully, some new female character introduced. I think we already have too much sausage up in this storyline, so I'm looking forward to that lah.
I think kita pun dah alluded in the last discussion from the first core. I mean, at the end of
there's a white girl.
And then she's in the opening of the anime. So it gives you an idea where she will come from in the story.
I don't read the manga. I just read like the first few mangas, because after I read the first few mangas, I'm saying like this thing will be animated. I think it's better to watch it. It's like Chainsaw Man lah. I stopped reading, so I had some ideas on how they're going to go about it. So I'm hoping that this new white-haired chick will be introduced in second half of the next episode. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I hope so, because maybe Shrul katakan, things are getting much more intense in Australia, maybe you need backup, so allocate one person there. Yeah.
Anyway, Arif, harapan anda untuk episod-episod akan datang?
Ya, macam Andi cakap lah, because I saw the opening and I noticed banyak macam characters yang macam familiar je as a manga reader. So hopefully they do them justice lah. So and I want to see, because I don't really remember the arc punya pacing, but just hope that they can continue the momentum and pace it properly lah. Sebab these are bi-weekly chapters kan. So they have one chapter is roughly one episode. So they have a lot now. So should be fine.
Yeah. At the moment for quite a few of the episodes last core and this core, aku dah kira dua chapter satu episode actually. So 2 chapter. So pasal apa? In a way pun I hope that will be the case because I've not done it for this core, but I might have some notes. Dulu I was doing some geeky maths with numbers of episodes that I do. If by the end of this core we'll reach to a particular conclusion that probably in volume 6, we might not get to see season 2 for a while yet lah. Because at the speed that they're growing kan, thus far all the kind of filler that they've done is basically just filler chapters. So it's not filler yang go out of the blue, but it's filler done by Ando lah, because as you know when you read the chapters, they've got this little short missions, blah blah blah. For example, the last episode in core 1 was two such filler chapters, the aquarium and the trip to the chocolate shop. There's still one more filler which I do hope. I don't know when they will do that. I call it a pain in the ass episode. That is so funny. Muka you, aku takut sial. You know which chapter I'm talking about, Arif? Pain in the ass.
Sudah lama dah tak baca. So
anyway, in case there are people who are watching this and I don't want to spoil it, it's a nice. It could be a half episode pun. Tapi I was like hoping lah that would be the last one, but I guess the penguin one was cuter, I guess. So has everybody give their harapan kan?
Yeah. Aku nak tambah something.
Go ahead.
Because Chainsaw Man is an interesting anime that is coming dah come out ni kan. Just nak buat unofficial poll lah. Bagi para peminat yang bercadang atau dah sedang menonton Chainsaw Man, tolong sound off in the comments. What do you think? It is something yang menarik ke? Because kalau tak tahu lah, kalau kita ada masa ke, maybe we can do one off Bedah halfway through the season, we're not sure. But it is an interesting point lah. Kalau there is enough opinion support, mungkin kita akan buat individual Bedah. Mungkin not weekly, but just one off. Sama macam kita buat macam Cyberpunk hari tu. So there was enough enough penonton and even panelist lain pun dia macam berminat nak dengar kan. So that would be something you can consider lah.
Actually, nice one, Shaz, to seg into that question, because I was going to ask the same question as well kepada penonton. Seperti yang saya explain earlier on, kekangan masa lah. Lagipun kadang-kadang kita orang pun tak nak jump into something that people cannot watch, because let's see, there's some comments over there. Edwaya dia kata Chainsaw Man is gory and interesting introspection on a simp. DXN Hokage kata tak pernah tengok lagi, mungkin akan tengok. But kalau outside whatever people dalam, so far in our Bedah session ever since last year pun adalah 1-2 suara yang sebut ni apa Bedah Chainsaw Man ke tak. Tapi outside the among the any tweets and blah blah, ini satu anime yang hype dia gila babi walaupun anime dia tak keluar lagi. And then ada beberapa masalah yang berlaku dengan anime seperti ini, then you get people who want to watch it and then you get them bombarded by people who've read it. Biasalah dalam apa-apa fandom pun, tak kisahlah Chainsaw Man ke anime ke. Oh dia tak, lepas ni Mamat ni akan mati ke apa ke. You know, I mean people are excited. Yes, I get that. You know, tapi coming from adults, you think that these people were 12 years old or something like that. So it's really...
Yeah, I just want to say something about Chainsaw Man. Actually, I watched Bleach the day before Chainsaw Man. Bleach was actually a very good episode. You know, it had like 12, 11 years to build up the hype and for the return. And then Chainsaw Man came out the other day, and I feel bad for Bleach because I think a lot of the thunder yang Bleach tried to gather got wiped out by Chainsaw Man punya first episode now, because it was a awesome first episode now. Because it was a different take on a hero. You see, we have a hero Ichigo and the hero for Chainsaw Man Denji. They are two different people with a lot of similarities. Even the hair is the same, but dia punya background and build and psyche are different, and yet they are generating the most attention that 2 days for the anime series for the 4th season now. I just feel bad kan Bleach decided to go ahead a day before. They should have gone the next day after Chainsaw Man now. It would be probably much better lah in terms of building up the build for the series. For the whole season.
My personal opinion on these two franchise, two IPs is that aku tengok sesuatu bukan kerana pertandingan atau apa, tapi I get what you're talking about. So for example, if as a person who's watched Bleach and who likes it, and if we waited 10 years for it, and I don't give a monkeys if Chainsaw Man is better. I'm not saying it's not better, it's good. Don't get me wrong, I've read both. So kita layan lah. Orang yang tak suka lah. Tapi the thing is, Chainsaw Man lagi satu is a newer franchise. People who've read the manga are here. Manga ni tengah ongoing. Like aku pun baru habis baca up to chapter 11. And chapter 11 yang bahasa Inggeris literally just came out a few months ago. And chapter 12 in Japan akan keluar soon, and I've read chapter 12 on Shonen Jump, on the Shonen Jump app. So and they've called it the second part. So basically the first 11 volumes they've called it part 1. So it's a particular arc. I'm not going to say what the arc is because it's going to spoil a lot of things. But at the rate that they've not really announced to tell us how many episodes they're doing for Chainsaw Man, whether it's going to be a 2-core arc, 2-core season, or one core season. Kita tak tahu. Kalau dia buat core season, one core season, it's going to be really short. They probably end it on volume 4 or something like that. And that's not a lot. And basically the current actors that we see at the moment, you get to see.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not talking about whether Chainsaw Man is better than Bleach or not, because at this point, kan, it has already gained the attention it needed to become the top anime of the season lah. I just wish Bleach had like a few more days for them to enjoy the limelight compared to Chainsaw Man. Yeah. Because even though I gave up on Bleach years ago, I was still a fan I gave up after season 3 or 4. I can't remember. I wanted Bleach to have a few more days for them to let the people who dropped it
let the hype die down a bit.
Watch it again. But most of them, but I'm pretty sure most of them who wanted to watch Bleach again when they saw Chainsaw Man, they put it on the back burner, and I think it's tragic lah. Because you can see the effort put in the first episode for Bleach now. They really memang betul-betul put a lot of effort to make it.
Tapi conversely, you could argue that the showrunners for flipping Chainsaw Man knows this, and they say, fuck you Bleach, we're gonna show it after you guys.
Then they did good job lah.
They did a good job lah. So, this is the most season yang orang cakap penuh dengan good titles. Actually, some Ian commenting, sad to see nobody. I'm not hyping on it, but the thing is because as I think I am at your age. I know who Urusan Yatsura is, but actually masa Urusan Yatsura came out, it was on VHS, and the amount of VHS available for me to watch legally was not available. And then I went off anime for a while. Takahashi Rumiko's work is fantastic. I mean, she does a lot of other stuff as well, like Ranma Half, Maison Ikoku, among other things. And yeah, you're right. And now they're remaking it again. I think I mentioned it in the news section a couple of episodes, Bedah sessions ago. We're having the delectable Uesaka Sumire as Lum. I follow her on Instagram. She wore something similar to Lam. I put it that way. She's dah lah dia cantik. Oh bloody hell! What am I talking?
Kudo,
so yeah.
That is your next assignment.
What?
Minggu depan you will give your that 5 minitnya portion, remember? You can talk about it next
first lah. I have actually. I mentioned it as a short to say that it will be coming out this season. This fall season. So there's a lot of stuff coming out this thing too. So back to Syaz's suggestion kepada sesiapa yang rasa nak kami borak pasal Chainsaw Man, by all means let us know. But can we confirm that Chainsaw Man is actually easily available? It's not like is it really on Netflix now? So basically, I mean, aku tak kisahlah korang nak tengok cara mana ke, teropong ke, submarine ke apa, tapi man-man sikit lah. Kita nak support the industry as much as we can lah.
Yes, correct.
Aku buka Netflix sekejap.
While you do that, so I mean, just to kind of like slowly end up the session. So as we say, so harap penonton di rumah terhibur dengan ulasan kami malam ni. As I said, program Hari Ahad kami akan kembali. Usual programming will resume on the week of 23rd of October pada waktu sama 9 malam waktu Malaysia untuk sesi ulasan bagi My Hero Academia episod 3 dan 4 musim ke-6. Sekali lagi kami ingin memaklumkan yang untuk waktu ini sesi anime Hari Ahad kami akan diselang sedih akibat sindrom too much anime too little time. Namun begitu, please watch this space kiranya ada perubahan dari segi scheduling kami di masa akan datang. No promises. Jika bulan 11 slot antara hari Isnin dengan Jumaat ada banyak blank spaces in view of the lack of Hollywood shows, Nick had mentioned that perhaps we could insert something in there. I mean, tak apalah, nanti kami announce lah kalau MHA kembali ke hari Selasa ke apa ke.
MHA will be now known as the Mirko Show for the next few episodes.
Yeah, Mirko Hero
Aku
Academia.
tak sabar nak tengok dia punya episod esok.
So is it on Netflix? Yes. Is Chainsaw Man on Netflix?
I look for Chainsaw Man, tak ada. For Chainsaw pun tak ada. So kena cari kat tak tahu lah, mungkin dekat IQE ada kot.
Aku dah check dekat ni aja. IQE ada. Because yang ada dekat ID1 Asia aja, yang under subscription you have to pay RM7.50 lah.
Cover MUSE Asia. Cover tak?
MUSE Asia tak ada.
Tak ada.
Tu yang kelakarnya, the two biggest hype. Tak ke mana lah. So susah jugalah. Itu yang menyebabkan kita orang macam I did discuss initially whether or not when we started the fall season to say can we talk about something else instead, but then what's the point of talking about something else when
tell you what, usually right, this thing happens a few times. The premiere episode right will have trouble getting a platform to screen appropriately lah. Maybe by the second or third episode kan there be some deal have been decided lah by either MUSE Asia or IKEA, whatever platform apa yang pick up lah.
So in a way,
unheard of.
Betul. So in a way, mungkin it will work in our favor lah. So kalau kita tunggu minggu keempat, by that time kita boleh do one session on a Saturday ke apa. Tapi itulah hopefully kita kalau nak buat hari Sabtu, saya tak boleh buat tiap hari Sabtu. Kalau macam tu saya akan bekerja hari-hari for the rest of my life, which I shall not be doing. So kepada anda yang baru ke sesi kami, jangan lupa untuk berlanggan, berkongsi dan tenyeh butang like untuk kedua-dua laman YouTube StomaCHOFCHAOS dan BuzzPopTV, laman pop culture Sukarman Malaysia. So terima kasih kerana sudi bersama kami. So kepada rakan panelis saya hari ini, Ot Sukari Sama Neshtak, Arif, Syaz and Andri, dan saya Kudo Marizu Ijodes Mata Atode, one episode late. And Arif, do you know what we are doing?
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Apa, nanti aku screen cap. Okay guys, see you next week. Bye.
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 Kakak.